Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Vergara's Adventure. Today, we are going to dive into one of the most fascinating and essential processes in nature, the water cycle. Have you ever wondered how water moves around our planet, constantly recycling itself? Well, stick around as we explore the incredible journey water takes through the water cycle. Overview of the water cycle. Let's start with a brief overview of the water cycle. The water cycle, also known as the hydrological cycle, is a continuous movement of water on, above, and below the surface of the Earth. It involves a series of processes that transform water from one state to another. Water is essential to life on Earth. In its three phases, solid, liquid, and gas, water ties together the major parts of the Earth's climate system: air, clouds, the ocean, lakes, vegetation, snowpack, and glaciers. Evaporation. The water cycle begins with evaporation. This is when the sun's energy causes water from oceans, lakes, and rivers to turn into water vapor in the atmosphere. It's like nature's way of recycling water, separating it from impurities and preparing it for a fresh start. Evaporation generally happens when water molecules at the surface of water bodies become excited and rise into the air. These molecules with the highest kinetic energy accumulate into water vapor clouds. Evaporation usually takes place below the boiling point of water. This process contributes to a large percentage of water in the atmosphere. Condensation. After evaporation comes condensation. As water vapor rises into the atmosphere, it cools and turns back into tiny water droplets, forming clouds. This is a crucial stage in the water cycle, as it sets the stage for the next steps. The water vapor that accumulated in the atmosphere eventually cools down due to the low temperatures found at high altitudes. These vapors become tiny droplets of water and ice, eventually coming together to form clouds. Precipitation. Precipitation is the next step. This is when the water droplets in the clouds combine and fall back to the earth in the form of rain, snow, sleet, or hail. Above 0 degrees centigrade, the vapors will condense into water droplets. However, it cannot condense without dust or other impurities. Hence, water vapors attach itself onto the particle's surface. When enough droplets merge, it falls out of the clouds and onto the ground below. Precipitation replenishes our lakes, rivers, and groundwater, ensuring a continuous supply of fresh water. In particularly cold weather or extremely low air pressure, the water droplets freeze and fall as snow or hail. Infiltration and runoff. Once precipitation reaches the Earth's surface, it follows two main paths: infiltration and runoff. Infiltration is when water soaks into the ground, replenishing underground aquifers. The level of absorption varies based on the material the water has seeped into. For instance, rocks will retain comparatively less water than soil. Groundwater can either follow streams or rivers, but sometimes it might just sink deeper, forming aquifers. Runoff, on the other hand, is when water flows over the surface, eventually reaching rivers, lakes, and oceans. If the water from rainfall does not form aquifers, it follows gravity, often flowing down the sides of mountains and hills, eventually forming rivers. In colder regions, ice caps form when the amount of snowfall is faster than the rate of evaporation or sublimation. The biggest ice caps on Earth are found at the poles. Transpiration. Now, let's not forget about the role of plants in the water cycle. Through a process called transpiration, plants absorb water from the soil and release it into the atmosphere as water vapor. This is a process that is often overlooked when discussing the water cycle, as this process is responsible for about 10% of the water that is in the atmosphere. The other 90% comes from predominantly the oceans, followed by bodies of water on land, such as lakes and rivers. It's like nature's way of breathing and contributing to the overall balance of the water cycle. And there you have it, the water cycle, nature's remarkable recycling system. From evaporation to precipitation, each stage plays a crucial role in maintaining the delicate balance of our planet's water supply. It's a continuous, beautiful dance that ensures life on Earth can thrive. If you found this video informative, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more content, and hit the bell icon to stay updated. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.